When we think of 60 years in this business, it has just been such a blessing.
Wow, 60 years. I hardly even feel like I'm that old.
Well, Jerry and Eileen Dutt got involved with the Victors, the Hansons, the DeVosses, and the Van Andels in 1952 in the Nutrilite business. My dad was a milkman at the time, but they were friends.
Rich and Jay decided to go with the corporation and, take that risk. And the Hansons and Victors and Dutt said, okay, well, we'll take over the field side. We'll go out there and make this thing happen. And they did it together.
They did it right. They set it up right from the beginning. And did they make mistakes? Yes. But the mistakes did not define them. They went and continued to find ways to make it work.
Well, the first time that I met Rich was when I was hired to work for the contractor that built all of Amway. And I was just amazed at how he would take and stop at every contractor and tell them what a great job they were doing and shake their hand. Amazing man.
He was always encouraging us, always.
Jay, he was the great inside guy.
Brilliant.
Unflappable. Hey, Jay, your shoe's on fire. Hey, thank you.
We were Rich and Jay's strongest leg, so they drove to Ohio to do meetings in our living room. It was a group of neighbors that came into the living room for that first meeting. That's who we start with, neighbors and relatives.
So that was a part of what the founding families were all about. They saw an idea, and they believed in it in spite of the fact that it was unbelievable.
So growing up, you saw the energy of the community and how well respected they were.
They always had energy.
And it was so neat to grow up around that with the kids of the families that were there, with the parents and the adults that treated me as one of theirs. It was like I had hundreds of parents.
Happy, positive people in and out of our home all the time.
I wanted to be a part of this.
We wanted to be that kind of person.
One day my dad said, Susie, come in my office a minute. We really would like you involved in this business. But I thought, Dad, I'm going to do this.
It's very encouraging to see the second and third generations involved.
Future generations is the security of the business. And while our sons were growing up, I always referenced the business to them as our family farm.
Jody's mom and dad were there in the beginning. Jody chose to build a business, and now our children are building the business. The longevity is incredible.
Growing up in a household as a third generation was literally a dream come true. And I think what I saw as a child growing up was exactly who I wanted to be and exactly what I wanted to do.
I've been around this business my entire life. And I just remember as a kid walking through our office, seeing all the word Amway over all these products. And I was taking ownership at a young age thinking, this is our business. This is our products. This is what we do.
As a third generation, the biggest blessing that I've had has been the opportunity to come up in a family that thinks different. Most people grew up in an environment to where they're constantly being told what they can't do. We grew up in an environment being told what we could do.
And so we get to take what they have built and continue to add value to it.
We get the chance to stand on their shoulders.
And we have a lot of work to do because we want this to go for future generations. That's what this is all about.
And what we hope to do is leave a bigger, stronger legacy of the founders. It's ours to protect, utilize, and hopefully grow so that we can pass on something more like they did for us.
And so the predictor for our future is what has been accomplished in the past. And with that as a foundation, the prospects for the future are really good and really exciting.
Your legacy is that each next generation has less limits than the generation before.
They have an opportunity to create, just like his father did, just like his grandfather did.
It changes the path of the future, not only for you, but for your family. And when families change, the world changes.
My grandfather always said, we haven't scratched the scratch of the scratch of the scratch of the scratch of the scratch.
And I still believe that's true.
This is going to be one of the biggest businesses on the planet.
They're talking about going to Mars someday, so maybe there'll be interplanetary PV. I'm not sure.
There are people today who will get on board at year 60, who at year 100 will be saying the same kind of things that we're saying today.
But it's about just a desire to help people. We need to just keep going in the same direction.
So if you're a brand new diamond, think big. You can have thousands of diamonds in your organization.
And so here I am as a third generation, Joe Victor the third, and we have Joe Victor the fourth at home who's watching us. And we know we have a great responsibility to continue to add to that legacy, and they believe in their heart that I can do that too.
And having your fourth generation say to you, hey, when can I get a chance to build this business? Man, it's why you do what you do.